Today, we're going to talk about verbs. Verbs are another kind of word or part of speech in English. They are probably the most important kind of word in the English language because every sentence in English has to have at least one verb. You can have sentences without a noun, but you cannot have one complete idea without at least one verb. The shape we use to identify verbs in our sentences is a circle. We use a circle because it kind of looks like a clock. And one of the most important jobs of a verb in a sentence is to tell us the time. We call this tense. Tense is time when we talk about verbs. There are three basic tenses in English. There is the present tense, which is things that happen now or things that happen very frequently. Things we do all the time, we talk about using the present. So now is the present tense. We also have things that happened in the past. Or we can say these are things that happened before the present. So we can talk about what you were doing before this video came on. Or you can talk about yesterday. Or you can talk about many, many years ago, before your parents were born. For me, that's a long time. We can also talk about the future. The future is imagining or trying to think about what will happen tomorrow, or in 5 years, or maybe many, many years from now. These are things that happen after the present, which again would be right now. Now that we understand a little bit about tense or time, we can talk about the two basic kinds of verbs. There are action verbs, and there are being verbs. Some people will call being verbs linking verbs or helping verbs. Being verbs are a little bit harder to understand. They're the verbs that help us identify or get more information about a subject, a noun. So the most common linking verb or being verb is the verb to be. To be rarely looks like this word in a sentence. Usually we see it like this. Is, am, are, was, or were. These are the verb to be in a sentence. Action verbs are much easier to understand. These are things that people do. So instead of being verbs, these are doing verbs. If you close your eyes and picture what you hear, then you can think about someone cooking, or somebody raking leaves, or somebody jumping or playing, and those are very easy to picture. There are also some action verbs that are a little harder to picture, where it seems like someone isn't doing anything, but they are. When people are thinking, or sleeping, or watching, they're not moving very much, but they are doing something. So, let's review.
Verbs. What shape do we use to represent a verb? A circle. Why do we use a circle to represent a verb? It kind of looks like a clock. What is one of the important jobs of a verb in a sentence? Verbs tell us the time or tense. What are the three basic tenses in English? Past, present, future, before, now, or after. What are the two basic kinds of verbs? Action and being verbs. What do being verbs help us identify? Subjects or nouns. How do we usually see the verb be in a sentence? Is, am, are, was, were. What do action verbs tell us? What the subject or noun is doing.